Welcome to Out and Down, or some people may call it Down and Out. I'm your host, Sarah, and welcome to the podcast. Today I'm trying something new. I'm working off a script for the first time, so if it sounds like I'm reading off a Google Doc, mind your own business, but real talk. I realized that my episodes were a little bit scrambled up and my brain does not work very linearly. It's very much so like all over the place. So we're going to try something new. Today we're recapping the summer. I've taken some time off making Out and Down to focus on some personal things. So thank you so much for being patient with me. I know it's hard because who knows when I'm going to upload, you never really know. And to sum it up, I was in a bad place. I'm usually at my lowest in the summertime, which is also when I temporarily work in the restaurant industry, which is horrible for your mental health. And if you do that regularly, year-round, shout out to you. I did it in college. I can't do it now. Also, the place I was working at this summer closes around 3 or 4 in the morning. So there's people that come in late are either super sweet and super nice about it, or they're drunk and borderline verbally abusive. I literally got called the R slur, which was super awesome and fun, but definitely not at all. So fuck all of that. And not to mention, during my last leg there, one of the main employees was just yeah, I'm just gonna go somewhere else, see you guys soon. And they're still in the text chat. I'm still in the text chat. I don't need to be in the text chat. So I put it on silent, but my phone blows up still. And it's hey guys, I'm not coming back till the winter time. Please take me out of the group chat. I don't need to be on it. I really don't need to be on it. But back to the summer talk. So I moved in with my fiancé, and I have big news, guys. So it turns out that living with the love of your life is fantastic. I think I've mentioned this before, but we chose to have our own bedrooms, which is great, especially since my sleep schedule is all over the place during every season. Right now, sometimes I wake up at 4 a.m., sometimes I have an afternoon job so I can sleep until 9 or 10. Personally, if I had it my own way, I'd wake up every day at 10 because it's the perfect time. But anyway, so we have different sleep schedules. I also refuse to sleep in the same room as a gamer and their computer. There's nothing worse than a man yelling and shouting at his friends over Discord. I can't even think of gamer words today. My brain is blank. But if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. And it's I am lucky enough to sleep far away that I sleep like a baby and it's just me and my dog in my bed and all sprawled out. But anyway, back to household stuff. We're thinking about getting a kitten, and I know what y'all are thinking, get an older cat. They have a tough time being adopted. Well, we tried that. We adopted a male senior cat, and we end up getting attacked. I've never felt so much fear in my life. Nothing is more scary than a feral fucking cat. So I felt like he was feral. He did not want pet. He kept pooping on Garrett's bed, I think a total of 5 times, and was just peeing all over the place. I had to throw one of my chairs that I had gotten in college that I would work in when I was doing assignments or work from home, I had to throw that away, and I was pretty upset about it. But it was not a pretty situation. It was brutal, and I felt so bad for him because obviously he's not a bad cat. He just did not want to be inside. He is an outdoor guy. So me and Garrett probably gonna settle more into the school year before we start looking again. Obviously it takes a lot of patience with a dog and a cat, but when the cat is older and set in his ways and obviously was more of a stray, it just didn't work out. And I want everyone to know that I wanted to have a BRAT summer, but a girl's frontal cortex developed last year. Guys, I'm about to be 26 next month. My brain is developed, It's not the same as I was in college drinking every day. This old gal hasn't had a drink in 55 days. Isn't that incredible? 55 days. Just kidding. I usually take drinking breaks like throughout the year. So nothing new for me, but and I'm also getting married next year. So I gotta save face. I gotta keep chill. I gotta keep calm. Gotta keep chill. I gotta keep chill. However, though, I am a brat girl in spirit. I especially like Guess featuring Billie Eilish. Very gay. Oh my goodness, what a gay song. And if you didn't know, they donated the underwear in the video to charities. Not charities. Oh my goodness. I guess it's technically charity work if you're donating to women's shelters, but I guess underwear is one of those things that's hardly donated because who knows why. I guess people don't really buy spare underwear, but if you have spare food, you donate that. But which is super helpful for women in those circumstances because, like, obviously periods and discharge and all that awesome fun stuff. But I'm not feeling super queer this year. I didn't even go to Pride. Isn't that insane? I didn't even go to Pride. But on a side note before I move on, I made a giant note with all caps. On Barack Obama's summer playlist, guess which song from BRAT is on the playlist? I'll give you a few seconds. It's 365, obviously. He's having a brat summer. Shout out Obama, him and his daughters that he's not attracted to, unlike another person who was president. Oh my goodness, I miss normal presidents. But back to summer trends. I did not enjoy the amount of Instagram trends around women, such as blush or eyebrow blindness. That shit pissed me off. Like, sometimes I'd see them and be like, okay, like, there's a little bit off, but, like, people in the comments, like, roasting the person. I saw one that people were calling eyebrow blind, but it was actually someone with, like, an Arabic background, so they had naturally thicker brows, and they were just, like, coming at her. And the top comment was, like, this feels racist. And I'm like, this really does. Like, if someone doesn't have perfectly shaped waxed eyebrows, ooh, eyebrow blindness, shut up. Also, I saw that some people are coming at alt goth makeup for alt brows and blush. Girls are supposed to support each other. Even if you see someone with unconventional makeup, like, back them up. I love seeing alt makeup, so please stop shaming them. I personally wish I could go do some crazy sick goth makeup, but I prefer not to be perceived too much when I'm in public. Like, I'm just trying to, get to the store, get my stuff, and go. I don't want anyone I know to be there. I don't want to be stopped. Oh, hey, how are you? No, I don't want to see anybody. I'm sorry. If I want to hang out and see you, I'll hit you up. That sounds so extra, but you know what I mean. I just need to get my stuff and go. That being said, though, I dyed my hair pitch black like I had in high school. And I also cut micro bangs in my hair by doing the good old, I'll just trim my bangs a little bit, bring them out, cut a couple inches off, and then too short. Now it's uneven, and they're fucked. I don't like seeing my temples be visible to the world. If you don't know what that is, that's the space on your head to the sides of where your eyebrows are. I do not like it. I don't know why. When I smile, there's like a vein right there. And I just don't like looking at it. So RIP my hair. It's not only dyed, but chopped. But I did the dye after the chop because I was like, I can make it look a little bit emo, a little bit alternative. Like, it'll be cute, But I don't know. It'll grow back. It always grows back. Does anyone else have dreams about having children and then when you wake up you're freaked out wondering where your baby is? And if so, do men have the same dreams or is it just women? Like today I feel a little bit empty because I feel like I'm missing something. I can't even remember the gender, face, or name of the child I have, but I feel like a little bit off. I've noticed these are becoming more common as I get older. Maybe it's a sign that my biological clock is ticking or something, but like, do I want children? But then I remember that the world's fucking on fire, dude. The economy's fucked, and bigotry in society is very much alive and in your face. Especially if you go on TikTok or Instagram Reels, that stuff is out there. And there's like no repercussions for these nasty, hateful comments. And it's also it's also impossible to teach these people anything different because they're purposely trolling or they're set in their ways. And man, that's rough. And like, I was at a school doing some sports pictures and stuff. And these high school boys were even talking about stuff like, don't you hate when you see like a girl and then their bio is like they/him pronouns? Like, that shit doesn't make any sense. Like, you're not a man, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, they're starting so young now. Like, obviously high schoolers have always been assholes and dicks, you know, like back in my day, getting called gay or like the F slur or the R slur, you know, wasn't too uncommon. I still have a friend that uses those, and I don't use them back, but I'm like, oh God. And it's like, jeez Louise. Jeez Louise. Grow up. But anyway, in conclusion of this thought, the future just like freaks me out so much. Like, I feel like I do the same thing every day, but like having a routine is awesome, so you have to like keep at it, you know? You don't want to like break routine and then get all flustered and shit. Let's just hope the election goes smoothly. It's insane to me that celebrities were backing Joe Biden when he was sputtering bullshit and pooped his pants. Like, obviously, like, I consider myself more liberal, but you're really gonna back some dude like that? But I'm so glad the government finally stepped in and had him step out of the race. You know they had to go over his head for that, because there's nothing more stubborn than a man, especially an old man. So I'm glad they actually did that. As far as Trump goes, I can't imagine how much money small town vendors lost over anti-Biden merchandise. That had to be like tens of thousands of dollars. Like, I'll be driving to like one of my little jobs or whatever, and I'll still see like F Joe Biden or let's go Brandon or whatever. Dude, you can take that down. The fight's over. He's not the opponent anymore. Go get some new flags. Go shopping, guys. Get your nails done too. But I'm at that point in modern history where I'm like, you know what? If I get shot, I get shot. I could literally see it happening anywhere, so I'm safe nowhere, is how I feel. I did look up some statistics. According to the CDC, more Americans died of gun-related injuries in 2021 than any other year on record, according to the latest available statistics for the CDC, obviously. In 2021, the most recent year for complete data, 48,830 people died from gun-related injuries. So, stay safe out there, you know, check on your loved ones. You never know when a tragedy is going to happen publicly and things are going to go down, so call the people you love, tell them you love them. You know, you never know when your last day on earth is going to be, so, you know, just stay on top of shit. On a brighter note, I did get my nose surgery done, which I think I also talked about, but in simple terms, I went in, they opened the tubes in my nose so I can breathe. I can not only breathe better, but I can also smell more things. And I tell you what, guys, I was at a pool party at my sister's house the other day, and I shit you not, I could smell how much urine was in the pool from the kids. I was like, oh God, I'm still swimming in this. I'm like, I gotta get out. But I'm for sure gonna start running soon, which I've been wanting to do for a while, but my nose was not ready for it. Like, I could hardly breathe, and I still have trouble breathing because, you know, I have asthma. So I'm still gonna try to make it work, like running with an inhaler. But if you see me snatched this fall, you know why. So, my body is going to be tea, as they say. So for today's fun topic of the day, we're looking at Reader's Digest 17 Ridiculous Dating Etiquette Rules from the 1950s. Number 1. Making the first move. Apparently guys were supposed to ask girls out. Only floozies ask guys out on the first date. You know, I feel like this is something that's still kind of true. I don't know. I guess not, because Bumble has women ask men out first, so I don't know. I feel like it's more common for guys to ask you out still, even though it's, generally speaking, a leveled playing field, but like, I don't know. I usually ask guys out first. That's what I usually have done in the past. Number 2, respond quickly. When someone asks you out, you're supposed to give an immediate answer to be polite. With today's online dating, not responding can mean you're ghosting someone, which is still considered pretty rude. Yeah, I mean, back then they probably had to ask you to your face. I don't think they're going to send a letter asking on a date. And I feel like if you respond too quickly now, it's like kind of cringe, like you were like waiting around from your phone. So like honestly, if I see someone text me, I wait a little bit and then respond, because I don't want it to seem like I was like waiting around on my phone. You know what I mean? Like I don't even know, like I'll be looking at something on my phone, someone texts me, unless I'm like really close with them. If I'm not, I'll wait a couple minutes. No excuses. Never break a date without providing a valid reason. Not interested in meeting up with someone, you're gonna have to come up with something better than needing to wash your hair. I feel like this one's kind of bogus. Like, no excuses. Like, I'm sure people out there were using all kinds of excuses. It's probably harder to run away from a man, though. That's not funny. Number 4, be on time. Women should never be late to a date. When a date arrives, you should be ready to go. That was etiquette that still stands today. Yeah, I think that stands. It really depends on like how much of a heads up they give if they're going to be late. If they're late by 15 minutes, I think that's usually the call or text. And then if they don't answer that right away, then I'll leave. It's like the 15-minute rule. It was also the same in college, you know, professor's not there for 15 minutes, you gotta dip out, you don't need to stay around. Number 5, meet the parents. Getting introduced to your girlfriend's parents could be a pretty big step in a relationship. In the 1950s, though, it was customary for girls to introduce all dates to their parents first. You know what, you had to do that in, I guess not all people had to do that in high school, but at a certain point, if you wanted to hang out at your house, you had to introduce them to your parents. But there is no way, if I were, you know, single in my 20s, I would be like, yeah, let me meet up with my parents and we'll meet you out. Because I think if you were a girl in your 50s, you most likely stayed home. Because you would wait to move out when, you know, we're married or about to be married. Probably not even about to be married. Probably just when you get married, you moved in together. Because there was no, I think it was women's rights weren't as prominent as they are today. So I think you probably couldn't even make enough money to buy a house by yourself. I don't know, what do I know? Applying makeup. Before you left for a date is when you should be putting on makeup. For me, in public was a big no-no. Okay, I don't think anyone's doing their full makeup at the table at a restaurant. Like, I don't think that's a thing. So I think this one's also a little bogus. Like, obviously you've heard the, oh, I'll powder my nose. Like, I'm pretty sure they're still doing that in the 50s, but like, I don't do that. I guess you could reapply lipstick throughout the date. I think that would probably still be normalized, but I don't know who's doing makeup on the date. I don't know. This one's a little silly. Number 7, don't place your order. If your date took you out to eat, it was ladylike to tell him what you wanted for dinner so he can order it for you. Sound ridiculous? No, I'm not clicking the link, I'm sorry. My fiancé will still do this, because I don't know why. I don't mind ordering for myself, but a lot of the time, he'll be like, what do you want? And then I'll tell him, maybe it's because he's paying for it or something, but I could see a big thing in the 50s of women being like, oh, I'll take a steak, and the man's like, you'll get a salad and a water. I could see that being pretty common. If that ever happened to me on a date, I think I would probably leave if someone ordered what I didn't want, because like there just has to be some sort of mutual respect there. And also, as terms of paying on the date, I think if you make an even amount of money and you've been dating someone for a while, I think you should take turns paying for each other. I think that's really good etiquette. Like, some people are like, oh, we split every single time. Well, I could see that being a thing, but like, I appreciate when I don't have to pay anything sometimes, and I'm sure Garrett appreciates when he doesn't have to pay sometimes. So, and then this relates to the last one, number 8. Who pays? Why, men, of course. If a woman tried to pay for a date in the 1950s, it would be humiliating for the guys. I feel like incels probably still feel this way. Sorry. Or that genre of men who pretend they like women, but they really don't, also probably feel this way. Because there's definitely men out there that are like, oh, I'm a manly man. Like, I need to pay for every date. Blah, 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 blah. I have to support. That's lame. Like, why do you guys have to be so weird about paying? I don't know. This one feels like a throwaway. Number 9. Don't wait. Procrastinating on asking a girl out was one of the worst things a guy could do when he was dating. Skip. Sorry. No explanation for that one. Number 10. Ring the bell. Sending an I'm here text didn't exist. Whoa, no shit. When a man picks up his date, he was supposed to go to the front door of her house to call for her. Honking the car horn from the driveway was considered poor form. Well, this is sweet. I feel like if they're meeting their parents, they probably want to knock on the door and say hello and everything. So this one makes a lot of sense. I think I stand with this one a little bit. I don't think people pick people up from their houses anymore if they're going on a date with someone they don't know. I think most of the time you meet there, but if you are picking up someone, I do think this etiquette is still good. Number 11, have a watch. After meeting parents before a date, a guy's supposed to ask the girl's parents if they wanted her back home. Having a working watch was the best way to make sure you didn't bring her back late, especially if you wanted a second date. Well, that makes sense. It's not like you have a phone in your pocket, so the watch makes sense. Don her coat. What the fuck does that mean? If you want to ever show your date how polite you were, you would help her put on her coat. It would be extra special if you offered her coat when she didn't have one. Well, that's nice. That's my only notes. That's nice. Open the door. Yeah, that's still nice. Please still do that. Curb it. Chivalry might not be considered dead if men still walked between their date and the curb on the sidewalk, even if you weren't born in the 50s. Garrett, I think him and I just walk whichever side feels best, personally. I don't think he does that, but I am aware that this was a thing. Be loaded with a gun. Be loaded with money. That is, okay, so maybe being rich wasn't a dating rule in the 50s. However, men were expected to bring enough money along so the woman didn't have to pay for anything. That makes sense. Because how's the woman going to get money in the 50s? Their parents, maybe. Number 16, no kissing on the first date at least. Personally, I don't think I really kissed on the first date unless I felt like it was going to be a relationship, and most of the time if I did kiss them, it would lead into one. I feel like this is still a good rule. And number 17, bring a corsage. That's like the equivalent of bringing somebody flowers today, but I don't think anybody has really got me flowers recently besides my friend Chrissy brought me some for my housewarming, and she brought me roses. I'm like, shit, I don't have a vase. I don't know what to put them in. But all in all, I think dating today is probably so much better than it was in the 50s because, women have more rights and are able to, support themselves. Like, if a date's going bad, the etiquette is, oh, this guy sucks, I'm going to pay for my meal and dip out. In the 50s, I feel like you had to be like a good girl and like stay for the whole date and all that jazz. But it's so much nicer now. Like, although the dating apps seem like they could cause dating to be worse, I think they make them a little bit better. You can meet people like not in your area and like branch out more. But I think the big thing today is that it could seem like a good idea to hit on someone in public, but then you might come off as creepy. So then it's like, how do you meet people? And I think the answer is like all over the place. You can meet people through work, or like if you're doing like a running club or something like that. Like, that was something that I feel a little strongly about, is wanting to be more a part of the community. It's just easier now to meet people who have most likely like common interests, like, and you can find out red flags right away. Like, imagine if every like right swipe match you had to go on a date with. Like, in the 50s, you wouldn't really know all these interests unless you like talked about it a lot beforehand. But like now it's like, this guy has like so many red flags. Like, he's texting like one word responses. He's asking me for like nude pictures, or like calling me slurs or something, And you can also like easily investigate somebody on like Facebook or Instagram. Like, what's this guy's name? You look it up, boom, bam, bing, there it is. Like, in the 50s, I'm assuming it was pretty easy to like save face and, like put on some sort of persona. But all right, well, that about wraps everything up for me. If you guys have anything you'd like me to talk about, next episode, let me know. I'm gonna work on scripting a lot more. I feel like the script I did was pretty good. If you guys enjoy the episode and the topics, let me know. And if you would like to contact me, you can contact me on my Instagram. My Instagram handle is @outanddown. All right, well, I'm out, and I hope that you're not down. See ya.